Being a super fan is a thing. Being a super fan is a thing.
It's the best thing. Hey,
It
hey,
is. Hey.
hey.
Pink
What's going
Panther
on, Pink?
Live. What's going on, Miss Lady? What's going on?
Nothing much, nothing much. Just happy to be a part of this podcast so I can spend time with
Oh,
you.
that we're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm gonna introduce you to our audience. It's Superfan Thursday, everybody, and as you well know how we do over here, we have fun. We just chop it up and it's real chill, On this show, it's super fans for super fans by super fans, so they can share their journeys of being super fans. I want to
Yes.
thank you guys for tuning in, all of our audience, all of our commenters. Jump in the comments, everybody jump in, ask your questions. We're going to have some fun tonight. We've got the Carolina, one of the newest Carolinas Super Fans United. She
Yes.
is one of the newest members of our team. We are 77 strong, founded by Elaine Brown, aka Mad Cata. So we want to welcome you, Miss Lachelle Walker. Let me tell you a little bit about Lachelle. She is not just a super fan, okay? She is a superstar. She is a model. She is a Navy veteran. She is a community advocate. She's a super fan for the Carolina Panthers, a super fan for the FC, Charlotte FC. She is an award-winning actress, model, and like I said, she served in the Navy, Operation Desert Storm. And so she also has a very successful in the U.S. Postal, working for the U.S. government, drawing on her passion for soap opera. Since she was a young girl, focused on mainly religious drama and real life stories. So we got a superstar here, an actress and a model and an actress. I mean, really good actress. Miss Walker has a long, distinguished career in local government, hired by the U.S. Postal Service. As I said, she worked at the local post office for many years before retiring as a supervisor due to health reasons. Ms. Walker's decision to pursue acting was a way for her to return to work and get into field, which she is very enthusiastic about. She is also a victims advocate because she lost her son. She lost her 17-year-old daughter, due to sadly a hit and run in February of 2020. And sadly and unfortunately, she's still waiting for that case to go to court.
Well, it actually has gone to court
It has gone to
since
court.
November.
All right, well,
So,
that's good. We're going to talk
yeah.
about that if you care to share about that. So again, she supports various causes that's really dear to her heart. She that includes also the Susan G. Corman for the cure. Born and raised in my old stomping ground, Columbia, South Carolina, Miss Walker graduated from Spring Valley High School and subsequently enlisted in the U.S. Navy, where she served as operations specialist during the Gulf War. She was honorably discharged after 3 years. Shortly thereafter, Ms. Walker completed coursework in radiology at Midlands Tech College. Highlighting her professional achievements, Ms. Walker was the #1 runner-up at Miss Fashion Global in 2021. As you guys can see, she's gorgeous and beautiful. She previously received recognition award from the U.S. Postal Service and letter of commendation from the U.S. Navy. She credits her success to being in the right place at the right time. She also notes being very strong and hardworking woman who is dedicated to her commitments. Thank you so much, Miss Lachelle Walker, for joining. And also, I got to tell you, her persona name, super fan, is Black Panther.
Yes, I always wanted to be a Black Panther.
Yes, tell us about being a Black Panther. And we're going to talk about your trademark, you guys. Lachelle Walker, her name is trademark. We're going to talk about that too. But you're a Black Panther and you're a super fan. What made you decide to, first of all, you have an extraordinary career, and I want to say thank you for your service, your incredible selfless service. Hold on a second. My hat fell off.
Well, I appreciate that wonderful introduction that you gave me.
You are so welcome.
That was quite beautiful.
So happy to have you on. So let's talk about you being a super fan.
Okay.
How long have you been a fan of the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte FC?
Well, I first moved to Charlotte back in 2003, but I officially owned PSL seats in the Panthers Stadium in 2015.
Okay.
So about 11 years, I've been going strong. Love Carolina. When I moved to Charlotte, I just fell in love with the city, learned the culture, met a lot of Charlotteans. And, after raising my kids in Charlotte, I was just like, I need to be a part of this environment because I love the people from Charlotte.
The people of Charlotte are so incredibly nice, and the Southern hospitality and the graciousness is amazing. And I know, as you can see, the stadium being in that environment is super electric.
I know it is. It's powerful, and I like to just see the young kids out there playing and trying to make a career for themselves. And it's just you feel a part of the game when you're there. You feel like you're a part of something that's deeply rooted in Charlotte. And it's amazing. I love it.
Now, you have also been a fan of the Charlotte FC, and I know that we always didn't have a Charlotte FC, but how did you become a fan of men's soccer?
Well, actually, my daughter actually kind of, I went to her one day because I own PSLs for the Panthers. They
Mhm.
were offering to purchase PSLs for the soccer games. So I went to my daughter and I was like, hey, do you want to go to the soccer games? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, okay, why not? So I just went ahead and signed in, and I was like, okay, so now we really got something. We're into the Panthers and now we into soccer. And it was something that I've never really experienced before. So, and then I want to be a part of different cultures because when you have soccer, you have a lot of people from different areas of the world. And it's just, you end up meeting a lot of people that you wouldn't necessarily meet on a daily basis.
Right. Yeah, I know. And
So,
you got your seats in kind of like you got your seats for the Panthers in 2015. And then recently, I would say a few years, you got your seats in the stadium for the FC. But that was a good time to get in for the FC because now they're huge. Like I know I've only
right.
been to one match, but I know that they have an extremely fun time in there. How is
They
that? How
do.
is the stadium when you're inside the FC game?
Oh, I love the peppers at the beginning when everybody just turns around and they grab each other and they just start jumping up and down. I mean, it's a total different experience. The Panther games have their own type of energy, but the Charlotte FC games, oh man, it's something that you've never experienced before. And it's just everybody's friendly, everybody's happy, everybody's talking to you. They remember you. They're like, hey, you're a part of the family. It's almost like the
Yeah.
Panthers too. It's just like I have two different families, but we're all one team.
We're all one
And it's
team.
and it's wonderful. Because
We're
not
all
only
fans united. Yes.
right, because not only do I have fans in or people that I know in Charlotte, I have people that I know that's from Ecuador. I have people that I know that's from Israel,
Mm.
Colombia. I mean, you got all these different nationalities of people that I would never probably ever go to Ecuador. But just knowing people from that area and being able to conversate with them and have friends that's from places like that, it expands your culture. Because I grew up in South Carolina. So the only thing we knew was, country, barbecue, mac and cheese, potato salad. But now there's different, flavors and vibes with everybody's different cultures. So it makes Charlotte a unique place that you cannot go, you can step right outside and you're right there in
Mhm.
a whole multicultural area. It's just amazing.
It sounds like it's incredible. I mean, with the international game you got going on with the international cultural diversity, it is important that we all kind of diversify and understand that there's people of different, ethnic cultures and have different mores and traditions that we don't normally necessarily do or have we ever experienced unless, like you said, you go to something like this and you see a conglomerate of so many different people. And I think that's the same for the Carolina Ascent, which I support the Carolina Ascent, which is the female soccer version of the Charlotte FC, and lots of different cultures and diversities, and just being among that family is so unique. I mean, it's so interesting. I'm so
It
glad that
is.
you're a part of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only been to one, like I said, and it was extremely fun. So I do
Yeah, it
need to go to
is.
more.
Yeah,
I
it
do need to
is.
go to more. So I want to shout out to our BA. I want to shout out to our producer real quick, just to say, BA is on the ones and twos, guys, and he's been doing all the work behind the scenes, making these shows run. And so I just wanted to thank you so much, BA, for being on the ones and twos, for doing all you do. Shout out to everybody who's in the comments. Shout out to all of the viewers. We have a special guest tonight. Carolina Superfan United, our newest member, Lachelle Walker, and AKA Black Panther. So just wanted to say, shout out. In reference to the Carolinas Superfans United, now, even before we met, even before you joined the Carolina Superfans United, I've seen you at so many different functions, because like I said, you're a community activist. You're busy in the community. I know that you volunteer a lot. uh, the Panthers have a lot of different functions in the community, and they volunteer at different things: the atrium, the Habitat for Humanity, the School Central. I mean, we've been together on a lot of these initiatives. And so, how is it for you, as far as like being in the community and just giving your time and giving your effort, and you know how does that play into your super fanism, or your persona, or you as a person?
I mean, personally, I love the fact that they like to give back to the community because I'm a giving person myself. So anytime I have an opportunity where I can actually, especially for kids, I love kids. So anything that's focused on kids or family or giving back to the community to help them, to uplift them, that's my mentality. Anything I can do to uplift, to help, to be more positive is a
Mhm.
benefit for me. And so when the Carolina Panthers or Charlotte FC have fundraisers, or they have like donations for people who may have been foster kids, or they need help building homes for needy people, or putting shoes on little kids' feet because they don't have a pair of shoes, I'm signing up for it. If I
There
have the
you
time
go.
in my day, I'm going to make time to do that because it's important. Kids need that help. Families need help. And so anytime you have an organization like the Carolina Panthers and Charlotte FC that's willing to give back to the community, and me being a part of that organization, then I want to be a part of giving back too.
Giving back to the community is what I said. I say this to a lot of our guests coming on, and we talk about community service and how important that is. And I say that because we're not just super fans who go to games and dress out and rah 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 rah. We actually do. We have these different initiatives that we hold close to our heart, invest, and we do want to go out into the community. And the thing is, you never really know who you're gonna change. Like, you never really know who you're gonna meet at these events, because we like to network, and you just never know what change you're gonna make in the person. Like, the difference that you're going to make in any one person or two persons at one of these events is just so profound. It's like, I really appreciate all of the community service that you do. We're very altruistic like that, us super fans. We're not just in outfit all the time. So we do have very, very touching hearts. So that's
Yeah.
really good. You give back to the community, because, like I said, we did Habitat for Humanity last year, as well as School Central Impact. I think it was
Yeah.
54,745 backpacks.
Yes.
was
Yes.
was it School Central, Classroom Central?
Classroom Central. Yes.
That was
And
so
see, that was
fun.
another reason why I want to join you guys' group, is because every time I have one of those community functions, I see you or I see Mad Catter. And I'm just like, I love the energy. I love what they bring. I love the fact that your guys are in the community. And it just seemed like a perfect fit for me to be a part of you guys. Because it seems like I needed that group to be a part of in the community. A lot of things I were doing solo, but
Mhm.
now that I have this group that we kind of have like minds together, it makes it even more positive.
It makes it even more positive and even more
Right.
powerful and more profound.
Right.
And it could
Exactly.
not have happened at a better time, because you never know, who's watching you. Like, we know that that grit. We know that the ethics in the military is that you never know. Always do the right thing when no one's looking, because
Right.
you don't know who's looking, and you always have to be exactly who you are, but present yourself in a respectful manner. But also, like you said, it just could you just never really know. And I think you wanted to join the day that we had the welcome walk with feeling so good, with the welcome walk with the first round pick of the Panthers. We you came out there, and that's when we kind of inducted you into the group. So we're so happy to have you guys.
And I'm
We're so
glad to
happy
be a
to have
part of
you.
y'all group. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we've
really am.
got some things coming up. We've got I put some events out there. Carolina Superfans United. There's some events that I created. Our first game, we've got a whole slew of events that's going to be happening that day, and probably more or less before that. We've got the Fan Fest. We've got training camp. We've got a lot of other couple of more things that's going to be happening in the community that I'll be creating those events, and so we'd love to have you there. And you know what the uniform of the day is.
I know what it is. I know. I know. That Black Panther. Ah!
We cannot wait to see you in all fitted out. I can't what without telling too much. What do you think your overall like look is going to be? Like I know it's going to be striking.
It's going to be a Black Panther. I mean, I can't explain it in any more than that. You
Hey,
know what I
well,
mean?
I mean, enough said.
I'm going to be that Panther. So,
I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait. If you need any help with hair and makeup, I can help you out.
oh
Not
God,
that
you know
you
how
can't
long it
do it
takes to do
yourself.
hair and makeup? Well, my hair probably won't be that bad, but the makeup part. Oof.
I know it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be really nice. Now, you trademarked your name. I want to ask you about this because I trademarked Pink Fan Fur, and I
Okay.
tell people so many times that it's so important that if you're going to be an entrepreneur and open up your own business and be that powerful woman in business that you are, trademark your name so that no one else has it and you have intellectual property. So, just as you well know, Pink Fan Fur is a brand, okay?
Right.
Pink Fan Fur coming at you live from the studio. Um, you trademark your name. I love that you have registered trademark. Tell the audience about how that works and why is it so important to trademark your name?
Well, you have to go through the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and actually they do a research, whatever name you use, they research and find out whether it's been used or not. And then if it's not used, then you pay your fee that goes
Mhm,
through a lawyer or
mhm,
attorney or what is it, an admin person with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And then you have to kind of like utilize that name in some type of way so you can have a sample to present to them showing that you
mhm.
have a presence online or in a book or what, however you use it business wise. And then once you do that, then you get your little certificate with your trademark serial number and you're official. So then you can put that little R behind your name. Because when you first apply, you have to put that TM, means
Mhm.
you already applied. But once you get approved, then that's that R. And
That
so
R is registered.
when I started acting, I knew that I wanted to have my name be my name. I didn't want anyone else using my name because that's the name my mother and father gave me. And so if I own anything in this life, it would be my name.
Mhm.
So that was the motivating factor for me doing it, as far as me being an actress, a model, and just keeping that family name. I didn't want anybody else to take it.
And nobody else is going to take it because you're a registered trademark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, which
Yes,
I
ma'am.
commend you on. Everybody out here who's thinking about doing something with a name, please go out and pay that $350 and trademark your name so that you will have intellectual property that you can pass down for generations and generations.
Right. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
It is. And as we go into, your acting career, because you're an actress extraordinaire, beautiful model, Were you in modeling first or acting first? Because I know you said that you were into the soap operas as a young girl, and then you started doing some other real life dramas and stuff like that. So modeling came first or acting came first?
I'll say this. I always wanted to be a model growing up. And so my first modeling gig was in the Navy, actually. I used to work for Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. You familiar with that?
MWR, yes, ma'am.
So the exchange was having, they wanted to show off some of their clothing. And so I was actually modeling some clothes from the exchange. So when I got out of the military, I tried to get back in it too. They would have like model auditions and stuff, but they would never pick me. Like never, never. Every
Why?
time I would go for an audition, and at the time, I probably couldn't do it anyway because I was raising my kids, and I was trying to go through life and figure out what I want to do, go to college. So I would say I was a model first. But then once I got older and I retired and I felt like my daughter was going to leave me and go to college and I was going to be an empty nester, I was
Empty
like, oh
nester.
my God, I got to find something to do. I'm going to be in this house all by myself. So then I started acting. So I was a model first,
Okay.
and then I started the acting part.
How did acting come along? Like, did you go to drama school, acting school? How does even acting come about? Like, I guess, do you have to know people in the business or what? I mean,
You mean
how
as
did
far
that
as me
come about?
wanting? Well, I took drama in high school, and I used to do a lot of plays and stuff in school. But
Okay.
then once I thought about my empty nest situation, I knew a friend that knew a friend that was already doing it. So
Mm.
he made a suggestion to her, and then she kind of like took one of my photographs and sent it to some casting people that she knew, and that was it.
So that's how it works. Okay. You send your
Yeah. So
photograph to casting people and then they look at your photograph. Of course, they were like, yeah, she's gorgeous. Let's do it. Right. So, how would, I mean, when you got selected to be a model, how did you react? Because you said you always wanted to be a model. I mean, not a model, but it's kind of like modeling, but it's acting. But when you got selected to be an actress, how did that feel?
it was, you know what, I'm not one to get really excited off of stuff. Um, and like when you read my bio, remember in there, my mom used to watch soap operas all the time. So I had two younger
General
sisters,
Hospital, Young and the Restless.
all my children, Dallas, all that good stuff. And so when my mom watched soap operas, I had two younger sisters. So I would go in the room and we would pretend with all of the dolls that we were mimicking
Uh-huh.
what my mom was watching. So I was already kind of like pretending, back then. So it was I kind of fell into place with it. The thing that intrigued me mostly was the behind the scenes.
Mhm.
So whenever I would go on set, I would like look at the cameraman or listen to the director or pay attention to certain words and certain movements because I always felt like I wanted to be not in front of the camera, but behind the camera.
The camera.
Because
Okay.
I think, I'm a very good storyteller. I used to go to schools when I worked at the post office and I would read to the children during like a career day, or if they needed someone to read a book to the kids during the week, then I would go into my daughter's elementary school and just like read stories to the kids. So I was always that type of theatrical, you know, changing my voice into different characters just to make the story intriguing. So I think it was just a natural creativity in me. I think it's
I was
just
gonna say you.
some people are just built with a certain type of gift, I
Mhm.
guess. And
I
I
was
think
gonna
it's
say
just
you're a natural because though I have not seen you act, I know your personality. I've been around you long enough to know. I was gonna say you're natural, and you have that thing that you just mentioned. It has to be in you. It has to be in you. It's something that you're not really. I wouldn't say born with, but it's it's kind of like a natural gift that you have. And
Yeah.
the same holds true as far as being a fan or a super fan. You have to have that passion, and you have to have that like enthusiasm. Even though you said that you don't get too excited about different things, but I bet you any money when you're in them games you get excited.
Yeah, it
So,
depends on what's going on.
you know, can you talk some mad trash?
I don't talk trash, not
Okay,
about games. You know what I mean? Because I'm more focused on the kids
okay,
and
yeah.
the teammates and
Mhm.
them working together. I like seeing the process more so than because I how can I say it? I look at the kids on each sides of the team. So even if we're playing one of our rival teams, I'm looking at them playing as well as our team playing. And so I'm looking at these young kids that probably dreamed about being on a professional football team or
Mhm.
professional soccer team, or came out of places where they were disadvantaged. And now all of a sudden they're doing something that no one in their family has ever done. That's
Yeah,
commendable. So I am more focused on the teammates
that's
more
so
so
incredible.
than talking trash to somebody because I don't agree with their team.
Oh, because I was gonna say if you do talk some mad trash, I was gonna have you back on here to talk some of the worst trash of these cats. I have you on here talking like we have some of the worst cats up here talking some mad trash, talking about the kitty cats and the Panthers and like this and that. But I'm gonna have to invite you back just so you can just kind of observe.
I might have to just be the mediator in between that. Be like,
You
okay,
know,
okay, okay. You hitting below
we
the belt now. You can't be doing that. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we if we had Sonya up here, she is the host and she is the founder of the original Carolina Pantherettes, which is about 10,000 members strong. But also, she is the
Wow.
star and host of Prim and Proper Sports. Now the legal score, so she is one that talks a lot of mad trash, depending on who's up, and forever Carolina Panthers fan and also a PSL. So shout out to Sonya out there if you're watching Miss Lady. But yeah, what you talked about is just like observing the kids. And I wanted to ask you if you've ever been to the draft before, because that's kind of reminiscent of what you mentioned. That when you see those kids backstage or whatever, or even when they start talking about the stories leading up to them getting into the draft and how it is for them if they this is something they've been dreaming about all their lives, wanting to go in
Mhm.
and play for the NFL, and then that moment that they get called is such a unforgettable moment for them. I know because I don't know, but I feel it. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
And
what
being
I'm
a
saying.
mom, I think I've never been to the draft, but I've watched the draft. And I think I watch in the mother's perspective because, because I have two sons. And so I imagine if they were to make it pro, how I would feel knowing that my son just made it into the team he's always dreamed about, or he made it to a professional after working so hard. So I've never been to a draft in person, but like I said, I have watched it on TV.
Well, I'm gonna invite you to the draft. I went to my first draft in 2023, and I was right there front and center, and I was just so fortunate to have seen Bryce Young be the number one pick.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was so incredible and unforgettable. It was just so great. Like I was so happy to see him get picked. I knew they was gonna pick him, but as you well know, you may not know, I'm an Alabama fan. So for me and all my Alabama other fans, it was just incredible to just hear his name. I mean, just being in that atmosphere is so electric. It really is. They're gonna have the draft in DC in 2027. So if you want to go, you are certainly invited. You can
Well, thank
join
you.
the
That'll be
girls,
great.
we and the guys, we all go. So you're invited. We'd love to have
Now,
you.
when
And
is that? When is that?
it's going to be in April of 2027 in Washington D.C.
I have those soccer matches now. I do the soccer too. I'm multi.
You're
What is it?
multi-fan,
Multitask.
multitasking, multi-fan. But
Yeah.
super long season for them. So maybe you can miss a game or two, a match or
Maybe,
two.
maybe.
Um, it will be an incredible experience for you.
Yeah,
Be out there representing not only yourself, but also the Carolina Superfans United, but also our favorite team, the Carolina Panthers. He found
yeah,
it.
that's
I
true.
mean, let's not forget. And I know I'm gonna say this, B, and I know you back there listening. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Does she say that every year, B?
So we're gonna be last pick. We're gonna be pick 32.
Pick 32.
Yeah, because if we win the
Yeah,
Super Bowl, we're gonna be pick 32.
yeah, yeah.
So it's gonna be a long night.
Oh, yeah. If we
Yeah.
pick 32, yeah, it's going to be a long night. Well, I
Well,
look forward to it.
Monroe Freeling already told us we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. Remember
He
when he played
did.
with Buffalo? He
Yeah,
said we're going to the Super Bowl.
yeah. Well, we're
So
due. We're due.
you heard it from
And I think
Monroe
we got
Freeling.
we got an awesome team.
We
So,
do. What are you looking forward to as far as like we got training camp coming up? We've got the women's social coming up. Not really sure of the date exactly. We also have Fan Fest coming up, as well as we kick off the season with the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio.
I know I'll be
Um,
in Canton.
we're going to be honoring number 59, Luke.
Luke, yes. You going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, I'll be there too.
I'll be
I'll
there.
look for you.
It's going to be exciting. I think there's going to be a parade. See, the game is Thursday night, and then there's a parade Friday, and then of course there's the dinner, and then the presentation of the Hall of Fame.
Bus. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. Well, that's
it
going to be
is.
fun. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you looking forward to as far as the season?
I'm looking forward to seeing Bryce Young and T Mac interaction together.
T-Mac.
I just, for some reason, I feel like they're going to be a really dynamic duo together. And I just feel like they're going to mesh really well together, and
They
it's going to
have
be
been.
amazing.
It's gonna be. I mean, they've been meshing really well. I think he does a really good job with T Mac. And then we have Jalen Coker. We also have let's see, we got Jalen Coker
Tommy
and
Trimble,
Tommy Tremble, Jimmy Horn. Well, what is Jimmy Horn?
Freeling. We got Freeling now.
Freeling is going to be on the offense. He's going to be one of the front four. I think. Right, B. But it was somebody else I was thinking about that we just got that came back. He was ill. He was out. He was out. He was injured.
I can't think. I still got soccer on
Jatavian
the brain.
Sanders.
Okay, is that who it is?
Mm-hmm. Jatavian Sanders. Then we had another one who was out. But yeah, I think they're going to be gelling. I'm wondering how their practices is going. And they just had like OTAs this past week and last week, I think it was.
Yeah, I
And
saw
so
some
I'm
clips from that.
interested to see how that's going to go, but more excited to see how training camp is going to go. I know usually they invite us to training camp, but not
Yeah, I
this
know.
year.
Well, is that in that new field that they have? Because I saw the what touchdown poles around. Is it going to be
Yeah,
open by then?
no, it won't be open. It's
Okay.
under construction. They did mention in the atrium, I guess, press conference they did a few weeks ago that they're going to be renovating that area. And then again, I think it stated it on the website that we're not allowed at the training camp. So,
I wonder why.
well, they say we're not allowed, but there's nothing is keeping you from going over there and just standing there. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to go into withdrawal, not being able to go to training camp this year.
I know it's going to be. But
It's gonna
I
be
think
sad.
did we go to training camp last year? I
No,
don't think
ma'am.
we
We
did
did not.
last year either.
They closed it last year.
Yeah, they did.
The year before they did open it because remember all of these years they've been at Wofford College in
Right,
Spartanburg.
right.
And it was a hike. You had to get up there to Wofford College and then get in, and
Then you had to
it was
get
such a
ticket. You had to get
yeah,
ticket.
such a
Yeah,
big to do. Like
yeah.
then
But that
when we
was
did it,
I love that though because it gave you an opportunity to kind of see the team and just
yeah.
get a
And then
feel
when they
for what's
opened
going
it
on.
last year, it was good. And then this year, not last year, year before last. Then this year, nope, we're not. We can't let you in. And then this year, we can't get in either. So it's like, okay, well, what are you going to show us at the Fan Fest? Are you looking forward to that?
I am. I always look forward to the Fan Fest, and I go every year. So
Guys and girls, all of our super fans out there, all of our Carolina Panthers fans, if you're listening, if you've never been to Fan Fest, you should definitely go because it is certainly an experience. It is
and
wild.
definitely get your
So
tickets
fun.
early. Do not
Yeah,
play around with that. Get them early because they go fast.
they do go fast. And I hate the fact that they have to use freaking Ticketmaster to get your tickets. The tickets are
Right.
only $5. So, but again, you have to like literally be sitting in the queue
Yeah.
ready to get go. You know, you have to literally as soon as you know when they open it up. I think they open it up maybe 30 minutes before, and I think PSL owners get to go for
Yeah, I
early.
think they normally do send it before to the PSL
Before.
owners, and that's
I
cool
think,
too because I like the fact that they give us a little bit of a head start on the
so
demand. So
yeah. So we're gonna have some new cheerleaders, some new top cats. Sir Purr will be there, our mascot, and then they're gonna have a scrimmage game, a sort of a scrimmage game. You get to see some of the rookies, and then the best part is, of course, just meeting with everybody, seeing everybody after the long season. It's almost like a reunion, and then the biggest part, the fireworks and the light show.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely incredible. So cannot
it's
wait.
like the start of the season. Okay, we about to start. It's ready. So the
Yeah.
excitement builds. That's their first initiative to the start of the season.
And then
Is
that
that
same
fan
week they go
fest?
down and they play in prime time. Speaking
Yeah,
of prime time, we've got 3 prime time games this year.
yeah, I heard.
How
Should
are
be
you looking?
interesting.
Are you looking forward to any prime time games, but also any away games?
I have not really. I'm still in soccer season. So there's still
Long
away
soccer season.
games. There's still away games that I'm going to for the soccer team. So I have been opening my app, just kind of like keeping my eyes on the Panthers, but I'm still like, okay, this little group over here still needs my attention right now. I'm still looking at the Panthers, but I got most of my attention on the soccer team right now.
That's got to
But
be a huge conflict.
well, they plan on extending the games next year. So I was looking at the schedule. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to overlap with the Panthers. So
Mm,
maybe Wednesday, there may be a soccer game. And then Saturday, there's a Panther game. So it's going to be like going from one outfit to the next. But I love it. It keeps me busy. It's almost like having a kid in school that's going to all these football games. My kids never played a whole bunch of sports. So
mhm.
now I have a group of kids that I'm following and going to the games with, almost like they're my children going to games.
Right.
So it's fun.
Yeah, it is so fun. It's
I
so
am a sports mom, really, technically.
mhm.
I could be the mother of the team, really,
You
actually.
probably could. You probably
I
could.
could,
You
yeah.
might want to be the mother of our team, Carolina Superfan United, too. But just so you know, you're not the oldest. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well, I've been a mother of the church. So, I might be the calm mother. You have a rowdy mother, and then you have the calm mother that kind of
Mhm.
gets
And
everybody
then
to
you have the
settle down.
helicopter mom.
So we
Not
can have
me.
more than one mom now.
Not me now. Not me. I'm just an admin, but
Yeah.
in
No
any
mom.
capacity, any leadership capacity, we welcome you into the CSU team as any leadership if you like to be on the leadership team. Tonight, guys, I want to talk about your career in the military. Like we're both military veterans, and I said earlier, I thank you for your incredible selfless service to this nation. How was your military career in the Navy? And I say this to a lot of my Navy friends: go Navy, but don't beat Army. Army strong, huh? Don't play with me.
I'm not going to say anything against the Army because I've had several people in my family that were in the Army.
Army
And-
strong.
But on the other aspect of it, I'm the only one in the family that went into the Navy, if that means anything. But I was stationed in Norfolk.
Norfolk,
Um,
Virginia.
yes, during Desert Shield, Desert Storm. But once I got out of my A school, they had already deployed to go overseas. So I actually served in honor guard,
Mhm. Okay.
which, and you know what honor guard is, a 21
Yes,
gun
I know
salute
what honor
carrying.
guard is, but the audience may not know.
Well, that's when you pay respects to people who have passed away that were either veterans or died during combat. So for 2 years, I presented flags to the next of kin. I did 21 gun salutes. I, buried our nation's veterans and active duty members. And then after that, I was stationed on a destroyer, the USS Shenandoah,
Really?
stationed in Norfolk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
what
then
did you like? I know some of the destroyers go out for 6 months to a year. Did your destroyer go out, or and if so, were you out with it, or did you kind of go home every night and then report to duty every day?
my ship did not get deployed. So we were stationed on Norfolk on the water. So whenever I went into work, I did whatever duties I had to do for today. And then if I didn't have to stay on the ship, I would leave. But if I had to have watch or had a job to do that day that required me to stay on the ship, then I stayed
Mhm.
on the ship. So we was on shore.
What are you guys is equivalent to in the army? We call it CQ, right? Where you report to duty, even though you get up at 0 dark 30 and you have to go to formation and do PT, and then you go back to your barracks room or your house, and then you come back for duty day. And then if you have CQ, which is where you go and you pull duty at a certain location. It could be the barracks HAC, it could be anywhere on base where you have to pull this CQ and you stay up all night. And so after work, when you get off at sometimes you get off at on time at 1600, 1630, 1700,
Mhm.
4:35, and sometimes you don't
You're right.
because you work 24/7. But then either way, whatever time you get off, you still have to go straight to duty, CQ.
Right.
And you're expected to stay up all night and do your checks and write in that log book every time you get up and you do your checks. You got to
Do
do
your
that log book.
rounds.
So
Yep.
you stay up, and then after you get off in the morning, when you're only relieved by your relief, whether that be, could be the battalion coming, commander coming in, could be the sergeant major, anybody, but you can't go anywhere until you relieve. So did you guys have something like that?
We did. And it's a little bit different when you're on the ship because you walk in the ship. You're not like in
You're
a
not sitting.
building or so you're in tight quarters.
Mhm.
It's super duper tight. So you're walking through watertight doors. And most of my watch was on at nighttime. For some reason they always wanted me on third shift for some reason. So I always had the late shift.
CQ is always on third shift, just so you know. Okay.
And
It
so
starts at 5, which is 1700, and it ends at 7:30,
yeah,
07:30 the next morning. You guys had it easy.
you think it was easy? It was not easy
I
staying
mean,
up
if
that
it's
late.
not third shift. Go ahead. So you had they always want to put you on third shift. So how was that?
For me, technically, I was young then, so I could handle it. But
Okay.
if I had to do it now, I don't think I could do it.
Bedtime is what
Yeah, I need my rest.
we need our beauty sleep. We do not look our age because we don't get any rest. We get some
Yeah,
sleep now.
exactly. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So
on the ship, it was a lot different than the army. You know what I mean? But then your relief, you had to wake your relief up when it was time for them to come in, unless you were in a barracks or something like that. Then in boot camp, the company commander would come in that next morning, and that was your relief. But once you got in the fleet, the next person that had watch or had duty, you had to go wake them up and say, hey, it's time for you to get up and relieve me.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, because by then you super tired. You just want to go to sleep.
Yeah, because everybody's sleep and you're doing checks around and everybody's snoring and sleeping and it's dark and you got flashlights and you're like, oh my God, I should be asleep.
Oh man, I tell you, I don't want to make this into a military thing. We could talk about that all day long. Um, I just wanted to again thank you for your incredible selfless service, and then So it sounds like you went back to Columbia when you got out, right?
I
And
did.
which is my old stomping ground. Everybody did basic training in AIT and permanent party in Columbia. Went to grad school in Columbia. Graduated from grad school in Columbia. Worked in Columbia forever and ever. Amen. Went into commission corps from Columbia. Came back to Columbia and worked for Fort Jackson in the WTU. So it's kind of like my old stomping ground. I know every street, every block. Um, Columbia, South Carolina is very, dear to my heart. Is that where you did your postal service, your government service at the U.S. Postal
N-
Service, or
No, I
is
actually
that
worked
after
at
the
the
postal
post office
service?
in Charlotte.
Okay,
Well, I started in Lexington, South Carolina.
yeah,
You know where Lexington is, right?
absolutely.
So from Lexington, I transferred to Atlanta, and from Atlanta, I
Okay.
went to Charlotte.
Oh, so you've lived in Atlanta too.
Right, I have.
Atlanta's a
Mm.
pretty big city too.
Yeah, I used to live in Roswell.
Ah, I know
And
exactly.
so when I was in Roswell, I ended up going to the Chubb Institute. That's how I got my network engineering and data communications diploma because
Okay.
it was in Alpharetta. So I ended
Mhm.
up taking that course while I was in Atlanta, in
Okay.
Roswell.
Yeah, we've got a well-rounded young lady here on tonight. Miss Lachelle Walker, super fan, model, actress. Government extraordinary and Navy veteran, well-rounded young lady. And again, just want to tell our audience who we have for tonight, Superfan Thursday. So we appreciate you coming in on today. I wanted to ask you again, kind of backtrack a little bit and ask you about the you said you got runner up for Miss Fashion Global 2021. Tell us about that.
Well, that was actually a model competition that I signed up for, and it was in Florida. And so that was my first time actually competing for a modeling what competition.
Mhm.
And so when I went there, I was just
Well, that was fairly recent.
it was what, 5 years ago though.
Yeah, but you still had that model in you. You still have that look, that
Yeah.
model, beautiful, gorgeous look. You don't
So
have to
I
be
I was
beautiful and
actually
gorgeous to be a model, but you're still all of that.
I was shocked to even make first runner up. That was like really cool. So I got my little crown and stuff and my little sash. It was really a really beautiful experience.
That's so
Something
amazing.
I'll never forget.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. So amazing, such an extraordinary career. And you mentioned the crown, and now that you mentioned the crown, I did want to shout out to the Charlotte Crown. That's who we're representing tonight. The Charlotte
Woo!
Crown, the newest women's basketball team in Charlotte, the Charlotte Crown. I have been now a super fan of the Crown, now a super fan of the Carolina Ascent, thanks to Carolina Reaper. And the Crown, I've been going to all of their home games, and they actually won their last home game. So shout out to the
Did they
Charlotte
really?
Crown. Support
Congratulations,
women's
Charlotte
sport.
Crowns.
Yes, support women's
Yes.
sports.
Go
Support women's
girls.
sports. It is free, guys. Supporting women's sports is free. Doesn't take much to hit the like button. So just wanted to shout out to the Charlotte Crown. I love women's basketball. I am a super fan of the South Carolina women's basketball team as well.
Yeah.
Uh, but real quickly, we've got a few more minutes. Let's talk about, and I just want to bring basketball into it just a little bit. I'm not really a huge basketball fan unless the Golden State Warriors are playing. However, we are in the playoffs.
Yes.
Knicks or the Spurs? Knicks or the Spurs?
I would have to say Knicks.
I am right there with you because they have not won since what? B, and I
I
know
know
B
somebody
knows
told me it
this.
was a long time.
1973, 8, something like that.
Wow. That's a long
And
time.
their last time being in the playoffs was in 1998. I could be wrong, but something like that.
So they're due.
Yes, and they
Overdue.
won the last two games. They won the
They
last two,
have.
and they have game three tonight of the NBA Finals. And I'm pulling for the Spurs. So if you're a Spurs fan, I'm pulling for you.
Well, I'm
Go
pulling for the
Spurs.
Knicks.
I mean,
So
I'm
if
not
you're
the
a Knicks
Spurs.
fan,
Man, I need to slap myself.
she said Spurs. She said Spurs. I
I need to
said
slap myself.
Knicks.
I need to slap myself. No, I meant the Knicks. I'm not shooting for the Spurs. I'm shooting for the Knicks. So if you're a Knicks fan and you're watching this, we're shooting for you guys. We're shooting for you guys. We're hoping that you guys take it. And tonight is game 3, so we hope that they win that game tonight.
Yeah, we hope so too. Yeah.
So
We know they got it. They got it.
I think so. I think so. You want to keep if you want to get up on all of the sports now. Check out Friday with the fellas. Okay, they're going to talk about all things sports,
Okay.
including the finals on Friday night with your host Sonia Pearson and BA on the ones and twos, and James J Train is going to be on there. But okay, now how do you feel about being a part of the group CSU? And I wanted to ask you, like, what would you tell people who are interested in, like, not saying be a super fan, but like, what do you think that being a fan brings to not only the team but the community? What does being a fan mean to the community, the team, the nation? How is it important being a fan?
Well, one thing that I like about CSU is the fact that I'm a part of an organization that are like-minded. We all want to cheer our team. We all want to come together and show our support for everybody that's a part of the organization. And that's a wonderful thing. So what I would suggest for everybody, if they want to be a part of Charlotte, they want to be a part of the Panthers, they want to be a part of the soccer games, it's best to get involved. Be involved with your community. It's important to support our youth, support our organizations, support our fellow men and women in everything that they're doing, because you want to uplift. It's about uplifting. It's about positivity. It's about love. It's about sharing. It's about community. So what better way of showing all those things than being a part of an organization that brings out that energy, that want to provide for those people that's involved in our community. So
very well said. I mean, as you were saying, we don't necessarily, and you don't ever have to be a part of any organization to do that, because if it's in you, it's in you, no matter if you're a part of an organization or you're solo. So you can still make a change, you can still make a difference, you can still support. And we do our best to support the teams in the state. So, and not to mention, like I said earlier, you never really know what's going to happen. You never really know what fun you're going to have. You never really know what difference you're going to make in the lives of other people. You get to network, you get to contribute to the community, and again, you get to change lives. And it's not just about the game. Like you said, it's about observing those guys and just, putting yourself in their place and just and having like this compassion about them. And this is what they always wanted to do. They're living out their dream, like we're living our dream of being super fans, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because it's like being a mentor. You never know who you're mentoring by them just seeing you out in public. Who you don't know who you're inspiring. Somebody could just see you and just be like, oh my gosh, she has such a positive energy. I want to be just like that when I get older. And especially with the little kids, they like to look up.
Little kids, yes.
Yeah, they like to look up to things. So you want to be that positive in the community.
And you are definitely that. I've seen you around over the years. You are definitely that positive, always enthusiastic, always smiling, just happy, and usually always making a difference, even from what I could see from the time I spent with you over the years, that you've made this positive influence with people. And like I said, it's incredible. And it's a part of who you are as a person. And we really appreciate that.
Oh,
and we get to see that and get
much.
to spend that time with you today, just to get to see that and see who you really are as a person. She's an incredible person, guys.
And I could say the same thing about you and your organization, because you guys are really impressionable. That was one of the reasons why I definitely felt like your organization was the place that I need to be, because we mesh together. And I don't know if that's that military camaraderie or just the super fans or what it is, but it's just like a family. And you guys have just kind of like been a part of my heart. And I
Well,
was more than happy to be a part of the team.
we appreciate that. Mad Catter, if you listening, Michelle has given you some really good props on your club and organization. And like I said, we're 77 strong. But again, you don't have to be a part of any organization to make a difference in other people's lives. But it's very appreciative of what you say. And I don't know if it's the military. We only have a handful of military people, like really less than 5 on my hand that I can count that's been military. I
Okay.
think it's really more or less the camaraderie and the family, FAN family. We're all family, guys. We all
Yeah.
have the same like-minded thing, and for the most part, our members are super incredible people, like incredible, outstanding, down to earth, really good people.
Yeah. And I
I love
have fun too. We have a lot of fun.
we do. We have a lot of fun, and
We do.
a lot of people say, "Well, you guys take a lot of pictures." Well, we do. We like to take pictures. Well, also the fans like to take pictures with us too. So, like you
Yeah.
said, the
And the
kids,
kids like to get autographs too.
yeah,
Wow.
the kids
Yeah.
love it. So, you are a registered trademark, Michelle Walker. How can anyone watching or in the comments, how can they find you, Michelle, aka Black Panther?
You can actually find me on Facebook at LACHELLE, last name Walker, WALKER. Or you can find me on Instagram. That's LA underscore Lachelle, LACHELLE. But then again, you could just type my name in Google and then you can find me there too. Or IMDb, you can find me there too. So there's a lot of avenues.
IMDb. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And that's a long what you explained, but you guys you can Google her, she's on IMDb. She is a model extraordinaire, she's an actress extraordinaire, she's a Navy veteran, she's a super fan, she's a community activist. She's everything. She's everything, guys. You guys come on and hang out with us, Carolina Superfans United. We so appreciate you having you on the show. I want to ask you one last question as we
I
close.
was getting ready to say thank you for inviting me, but you said
Of
one more question.
course. You are always welcome to our show. Like you are always welcome on Superfan Thursday. What would you tell anyone interested? I know you might have mentioned this, but I want you to elaborate on a little bit more.
Okay.
Interested in being a super fan. What would they do? What would they need to know?
What you would need to know is to get in contact with Miss Pink over here, or that's if you're a woman, or Matt Catta if you're a man. And hey, just tell them, hey, I want to be a part of the Carolina Superfans. What do I need to do to be a part of this organization? Hey, we got a place for you. Just come on in. We need some more people to be a part of this energetic group we have. So, but then you could also reach me too. I'll get you in touch with anybody you need to get in touch with. And BA, I'm sure he'll help too. And, and if you see us out in public at a game or at a special event or fundraiser or anything, just feel free to walk up to us. We're friendly, we're nice, we're cordial, and we'll give you all the information you need.
Very well said, Ms. Black Panther. The Miss Lachelle Walker, everybody.
Thank you, Pink.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Superfan
you,
Thursday.
Pink. All right.
Live.
Can't wait to the game.
Keep pounding, baby.
Keep pounding. Keep pounding. Keep pounding. Keep pounding.
Say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Keep pounding. Yes. Let's go, Panthers.
That's a wrap.